Ready to go!
Alrighty guys, you may have seen the big news, WAL 601, well, my component of WAL 601 has been announced, and I am going to be facing Canada's Brenden Lemmon Mulvihill. Look, first of all, I have a lot of people to thank straight away. I'm going to thank Neil Pickup for his confidence to select me. Neil's confidence in me goes back a long way. I met Neil in like 2014 or 2014 in Arm Wars, and he gave me a shot back then, and he gave me a shot in the WAL last year when I didn't even expect to get the call. I got the call, and to get the call again now for 2020 season opener is a big honor. So Neil, thank you for that. Jamie, the athletes manager, also thank you to you, sir, for the confidence that I can get the job done. Steve Kaplan, the owner director of the WAL, big thank you to you, sir, for seeing something in me, and I'm going to hope to deliver once again. Now, Brenden Lemmon Mulvihill, my goodness me. This match has come about because I think Brenden is a super interesting guy. Now, what I mean by super interesting is that I think Brenden wants to be the Conor McGregor of arm wrestling. I think he is painting himself as the unbeatable guy. He's talking way in advance of where he's at. He says basically that he can't be beaten, that he can see himself walking all the way to the hammer without a loss, and he really does play it hard. He tries to convince himself hard that this is the truth, and I think that tells a story. There's two sides of this. No matter what, if he wins, sure, it tells a story like, hey, look, I told you so. But if he loses, the fans of the sport are gonna love seeing the guy who said that he couldn't be beaten losing his debut. And that's a lot of pressure, Brenden, so I hope you can handle that. But anyway, Brenden's a great guy. I do actually relate a lot to him. He's super ambitious in the sport. He's very young. I think he's only 22 years old or something like that. And he's no doubt a talented arm wrestler. I think he's got heaps of future. He's been arm wrestling with a great bunch of guys. He's got Devin Larratt not far away to help guide him. And he's unquestionably a very well-rounded athlete. The interesting part of all this for me, before I get to how I think the match will actually go, I wanted to talk about the psychology of Brenden a little more and how I think that it's all going to backfire for him, and why I think that he's playing with fire. And I think that when I say he's playing with fire, I'm talking about Brendan's own journey. Brenden is very much a here and now. Sorry, we got flies attacking in Australia in summer. So Brenden is very much a in the moment arm wrestler, and what I mean by that is he's very emotional, he's very fired up. I don't think he's going to hold back at all, but he psychologically paints himself into this position where he doesn't give himself permission to lose. He has gone so far as to already say on podcasts and that he simply can't lose to me. It's just not possible. And that not only is it not possible, but it'll be 3-0 and 3-0 very convincingly. He says he does that because it's a winner's mindset, and to have anything less than that is a loser's mindset, and he refuses to do that. I think that that's great, Brenden. I think that, look, I understand. I've kind of been there at some point in my journey as well. But I think that's only chapter number 1 of the story of you making it to the level that you're hoping to make it to someday. And we're talking about world champion, lofty heights, holding up hammers, being respected worldwide and known by arm wrestlers everywhere. I think that's where Brenden wants to get to. And he won't get there with the chapter or the mindset that he is currently in. He's not John Brzenk, so he's not going to do it. He has to go through a series of disappointing losses. And Brenden, when you go through those series of disappointing losses, you'll start to understand and mature in your mindset. And if you don't mature, that'll be the end of your story. If you do mature, you'll move on. Now, the thing about that mindset is he's going to feel so much pressure. Not only is it his debut, so he doesn't want to lose, but he's said that he can't lose to me, so that's more pressure. And when he gets to the table, all those little things, those little doubts start to creep in, and they start to become overwhelming, and they, Brenden, and this is where you're going to run into problems, is all those little things that you're trying to push away and suppress, they add up and they add up and they get heavier and heavier and heavier. And the higher the pressure, the higher the moment, the match, the higher the pressure of that situation, the more those things mount up. And what they do, Brenden, and you're going to discover this, is they inhibit your ability to perform at your best level. And it may never have happened to you in the past. You may have won every match that you thought you could win. And you may have only lost matches to people that you just, within yourself, believe were already too good for you. And that's where I think you're sitting right now. But the problem is, Brenden, you are going to lose to someone that you don't think is above you. And Brenden, I think I'm that guy. I think I'm the guy that's going to do that to you. The mindset that I come in with is a very different one. It's a mindset that I learned through my pursuit of professional tennis, where I didn't make it. And I didn't make it because I kind of had a mindset like Brenden, and when I couldn't beat guys above me, I just thought, oh, well, I'm not good enough. But I came to arm wrestling and I gave myself permission to lose. Now, giving yourself permission to lose means that if your opponent is good enough to win on the day, there's no anxiety being carried by me in that. Shake their hand, say, look, you're too good today, man, that was awesome. And you get back to the drawing board. I'm playing for the long game. I'm not playing for a win now. I'm playing for wins in 5, 10 years time, 20 years time, even in this sport, because it's such an amazing sport with longevity. But when you take that mindset of giving yourself permission to lose, all those anxieties disappear, and you really do present to the table with the absolute best version of yourself. And that's what you're going to get from me, Brenden. You're going to get the best version of me that has zero fear. And you might say you have zero fear, but I think you're bluffing and you're lying and you're not telling the truth. And when you do that, pressure builds. Anyway, enough on the mindset. How's the actual match going to go? The actual match for me, I see it a lot like Matt Mask against Devin Larratt. I think Brenden Lemmon is predominantly a top roller. He will try to top roll round one. He's not going to try to force a hook or press off the go or anything crazy like that. He's going to have high knuckles, and if he can't keep high knuckles, he's going to go to a low hand, top roll, slight low hand, and he's going to try to flash pin me. Let's be honest, round one is his best chance of victory. We've seen it. I've won my last 8 super matches on the right arm, and 5 of those 8 matches, I lost the first round, yet won the match. So first round is your best chance, Brenden, and the reason it's your best chance is because in round one, I'm guessing where your weakness is. And I might guess wrong. I might be slightly off, a couple of degrees off on what vector I need to be attacking on. But here's the thing about me is that I will feel something. And the chances of me hitting the groove where you are weakest in round one is pretty slim. I'll study you, and I'll have my kind of thoughts as to where it might be, but inevitably I'll be slightly off. But round two, I won't be slightly off. I will have felt it, and even if you try to disguise it, it's good. I'm super aware. I'm super adaptive. This is what my game plan has always been developed on: feeling and adapting. And once I've felt and adapted, round two is going to feel very different. So just keep that in your mind, Brenden. Don't celebrate too hard if you find yourself up 1-0. And for everyone else, if you're in the room betting, the time to bet on me is when I'm down 1-0. You get great odds. And I've got a good strike rate from there. But I see round one as Brenden. Look, let's not talk about what round we're in. I see Brenden thrashing for the pin. Top roll, if it doesn't work, if he gets stopped, changing to a press, back to a top roll, looking for even a hook, and me just kind of absorbing and riding this out. And with every one of his movement changes, what happens is his palm gets turned slightly under, slightly under, slightly under, until he's all the way under, and I'm sitting here in a position like this. And not only have I won, my cupping is set, my pronation is complete, my shoulder line is dominant, and my back pressure is a closed door. When you're sitting here underneath all of this, Brenden, are you going to pin yourself or quit? Interestingly, on podcasts leading up to this match, Brenden has said that under no circumstances ever will he pin himself or quit. And the thing is, I think you will. And I just know you will in that circumstance. It'd be crazy not to. Once you've lost so much leverage, are you really going to drain yourself even more? Of course you're not. You're more intelligent than that. So that will be what happens. At some point in the match, you're going to see me over here like this. And you're going to see Brenden underneath my hand and wrist, open and exposed. And he's going to have to make a decision to quit himself or to pin himself. So later rounds, you might see some offense from me, but you're going to see traditional me coming out of the blocks, which is going to be looking for a stop and looking for a squeeze. And I think it's going to look something similar to Matt Mask and Devin Larratt. Top roll v top roll, probably. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, guys, the final thing I wanted to say is a massive thank you to you guys, YouTube. Without you, I undoubtedly am 100% certain that I would not be in the WAL. Not only for 601 this year, but for last year's 504. I wouldn't have been called up. So guys, the fact that you are here and that you're watching this content and that you're supporting my journey to WAL really does mean a lot to me. And the sport is growing, the sport is evolving, and it's the fans that really are the most critical key to the growth. So the fact that you guys are here watching and supporting me on this journey is amazing, and you guys directly are empowering professional arm wrestling as a sport. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in LA. Yeah.
Yes, that's a man!